Before we get started, I have a couple of codes for Undisputed. You got to go ahead and subscribe to me on the Twitch. The reason why, we used to do too many giveaways for special editions when if it's Call of Duty or whatever, and somebody could just simply follow and they would end up winning the giveaway and then they would never return. Like, you're not going to return a vibe with the homies. Like, you wouldn't just vibe with the homies. Like, you just got the code and dipped out. So that's why sometimes I do, giveaways, even if you're just a follower. But there's times we do giveaways where it's just sub only. If you're interested in the code, you just gotta subscribe to me on the Twitch. But if you're down to just vibe with your boy, let's see what this game is cooking up to be. And whatever else in the future, it doesn't matter, man. I'm telling you, we do a lot of giveaways, man. Yo, fuck with your boy on Twitch. We be lit as hell. And we be with the guys sometimes too, just laughing and goofing, man. All right, let's get to the video. I love y'all. God bless. On the road to 82K. Yeah. All right, y'all, we're finally here. We're going to talk about Undisputed. The embargo has officially lifted. And I do want to say, I'm going to get more lighting for my videos. I didn't mind the vibe. I like having like this black wall right here. And, my other office was like that. I had a bunch of lights in the background, which was cool. But right now, man, it looked like I'm just ahead. My hoodie's on it. So, and I hope that don't bother y'all, man. But anyways, though, let's talk about Undisputed. My review on this is going to be a little bit different. I'm speaking to y'all from a place like, listen, all the professionalism and lower thirds and all that other stuff sound cool, but yeah, I know what y'all want to hear. What's up with the game, man? The game was looking iffy. It looked like rock'em sock'em robots. It looked like it looked kind of whack, right? Like the early access build a year later, and still there was a lot of issues, desync issues, a lack of boxers, a lack of the roster. Some of the overalls didn't even get updated. Some of the, honestly, boxers, I was looking at their overalls like, dude, they deserve a way higher overall. So the punches weren't punching. Honestly, like when they threw a punch, it looked like it stopped halfway. They never snapped. Some of them didn't connect. The desync, when you would punch somebody and you're at a distance and you could still see the effects of you hitting their body, but you were nowhere near them. There was a lot of issues with that early access build. And I need to make that very clear that the early access build of the game was complete and utter like trash, in my opinion. And look, I'm just being honest. But it's understandable. It's understandable. I can understand it because why? It's an early access build. And I already knew by playing my hand right, the full version should not feel or be anything close to the early access version. And I honestly want to say, before we talk about the official release of this game and how I, feel about the title, it is a complete 360 day and night and day experience. The game don't feel like the early access on PC. I've mentioned that before. The game has improved tremendously, the official build. And by the time this video goes out, there's, I think, one more update for the online and a UI update patch, like to make sure that everything is still seamless. And they're going to continue to still fix as much as they can even after. But from what I played, I can say thank you so much that they've addressed one of the biggest things that could have really broke this game, and that is punches not punching. Punches not punching. This game, let's get this more information out the way, and then we're gonna go ahead and, as I show you gameplay while I'm talking, look, this game is releasing with over 70 boxes, licensed boxes, male and females. It's releasing with a few, how do I say it? Like egos. UFC calls it ego. I want to call it like younger versions of some of the boxers, like their best years or maybe their earlier years. They have, I forgot some of the names, forgive me, but I know they got Canelo for 2011, Tyson Fury 2009 or 8, I believe. They have Muhammad Ali 1964, and I think if you pre-order, you got Roy Jones Jr. 1993. They got a lot of boxers in this game, and they're going to add more. They also have, I think, like over 60 unique punches for these boxers. The foot movement has been drastically fixed and improved, even though I always complimented them even during the early access that the movement of the feet looked very good. But you can see now from across all platforms, even the PC version should be fixed by now. The movement looks really good, especially when you're connecting combos and punches. Everything's flowing beautifully. All right, I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but beautifully. So Steel City Interactive is the developer and Deep Silver is the publisher. This game was originally called Esports Boxing Club, ESBC, later on changed to Undisputed. I want to just say, let's get the positives out the way, and I'm gonna tell you guys some of the stuff that I kind of thought they were gonna add to or improve, and I'm still having a fair amount of issues with it. The gameplay, night and day. The punches are punching, they're connecting. The punches snap better. Jabs, you can see the effort within each boxer throwing a jab, especially if it's a heavy jab. And what makes the punches even more better to see and to look is the fact that they're effective with the sound effects. They're connecting. When you counter any of your boxer's punches, you see a little bit of a flash going on. You can hear the impact of the punches, the sweat engine, the reaction of the boxer's face expressions. Also, their swelling on their faces. You can see their eyes getting puffy and red, or if you pop them in the eye, you start seeing everything. It's not like how it was in the early access build where you could be hitting them in the face for hours and they're still not bleeding. I guess those features, they were just like, hey, we're just gonna leave this out of the game. And it was like rare that you would pop somebody and see swelling. Here, you could clearly see some swelling. There's a lot going on. You can flash knock out people if you time your punches right. There's a lot of cool stuff. Oh shit. There's a lot of cool shit going on with this game as far as the gameplay goes, right? Also, footwork has gotten improved. I'm loving how that feels. Everything about the gameplay that we had a problem with has been completely addressed. All those half punches, and listen, I've played Fight Night the last 3 Fight Nights in videos, and I've showed you guys recently and showed you proof that when you're fighting your opponents, there's times where I guess mechanically in the game doesn't register both of the punches, and so you see sometimes punches don't fully connect, punches don't fully snap. Sometimes it just happens. That's video game stuff. It happened here a couple of times, but for the majority of its actual feature, the game is allowing the boxers, they pushed and made sure that they addressed that and fixed it, that the punches are punching. Haymakers are fucking them up. And counters are beating them up. Their heads is bobbling whenever they get hit. Jabs is looking great. Body punches are looking good. Everything from that part looks great, okay? The modes, as I mentioned, they got just the standard modes, the quick play regular. You get to play your boxers, whatever boxing division you want. You can also obviously invite your friends. They're gonna expand upon that, enhance that a little bit. No, it's not crossplay from what I saw. Also, boxers, again, I mentioned it earlier, will be available in the PSN store or whatever storefront you get your game on, or what platform, because I seen it labeled that. But in the career mode, we're gonna talk about that too. The career mode is pretty cool. I love the feature about getting yourself banged up too much to where your career, you wouldn't be able to sustain a career, or you wouldn't be able to become undisputed champion because your career can end short. So there's a lot of great stuff that they've added. Let's talk about the real nitty gritty of how I feel with the other stuff that I thought that we're gonna address. So commentary still needs some work. Commentary is number one. Commentary needs work. From the commentary, I was throwing a plethora of jabs with Muhammad Ali, as well as my opponent, the AI, whoever I was playing. And the commentary is saying, they're not throwing enough jabs here. And I'm like, that's so inaccurate. So the commentary has its moments where it's spot on, especially when you flash knock somebody out and they're saying their names and they're chanting everything. Cool. But it still needs some fixing. Okay, I will admit that needs some fixing. Also, I feel like for a boxing game, I don't know why I didn't see them be able to touch gloves or have that feature to touch gloves. Also, I thought I was tripping. The PC version shows that you can clinch, and look, I'm not here to judge, but the console version, I didn't see that option. I even looked at the controls. So I'm gonna check again. And again, I'm making follow-up videos after that patch that comes out. I wanna see if I see a clinch feature, because I didn't necessarily see it. And I'm like, wait, I'm bugging if I didn't see that. Another issue is that the ref is obviously still not present. So no, they didn't put the ref in, and hopefully later on that's been added. But the ref is not in the game, only during the moments where you fall or in the beginning pre-fight, right before you're about to fight. So that's something I still want them to address. Another thing, I would like to see them come out with attire that would suit who they are, especially robes. They're not coming out in robes still. Obviously they got their generic team behind them. I understand that, but they're not coming out in their robes. So it kind of sucks, because I'm like, damn, like the full experience is to see the entrance. That's why a lot of people just skip their entrances. They're not coming out in robes. They're not coming out in what would have been crazy to capture, like Deontay Wilder's gear. His gear be looking insane, but no, they didn't add that as well. So that's not in the game. another thing too that I have, within this review that I noticed is that the career mode, I love the fact that on the hardest difficulty, they don't hold your hand, but I do kind of feel like there's a little bit of an unbalanced feature there where you're forced to almost fight without, when you're playing on the hardest difficulty, because you're taking much more damage. You're fighting and you're risking too much of your livelihood in the career mode, which doesn't go hand in hand with allowing you to train and recover, because the weeks are so short the way they're doing it. So I feel like it just needs some balance issues to be tweaked out to have more of an opportunity, obviously, to expand within the career mode. Very light stuff, nothing serious. And then for me personally, a lot of the boxers that they have, I thought they were gonna add some more boxers. I know the heavyweights, they've added some heavyweights, but I don't know why. I thought they removed some. But look, they do have heavyweight boxers at 90 overalls and stuff like that, but there's not as many high overall boxers in the game unless you go to each weight division and you've seen the same boxers over and over. And that's where I'm just like, okay, cool. But hopefully that is subject to change as well. Lastly, because the negatives, I still have to play a lot of the game post, meaning more online matches, more of that stuff that a lot of people want to know about. And I was able to get a few online matches with the same individual who I didn't know who that was. Could have been a dev, but let's talk about that. The online match, my first experience, it was crazy. The punches were punching, and then all of a sudden towards the ending, there was a little bit of desync issue. So I don't know if that's subject to be fixed or changed, but there was a time I did throw a punch and then it hit him when I wasn't near him. But then I kind of was like, wait a minute, there was a time we glitched where we lagged and like we threw crazy punch. So, I thought like on some server stuff, but only that 1 or 2 times when we played each other online that I experienced that. So hopefully the desyncing is gone, because again, that can make or break your game alongside the punches not punching and stuff like that. On that note, I think the last thing I would like to touch upon is no matter what roster you choose, or I should say weight division that you choose, thank you. They've addressed something that I was praying would be fixed. Just because you pick a heavyweight division boxer or the heavyweight class, obviously, doesn't mean that they throw slow punches. No. So basically, you can see the punches snapping. The heavyweight boxers got their set of speeds going on too. Because as soon as like you was in the like lightweight, middleweight, whatever, the punches were way faster. It was kind of frustrating to fight with heavyweight boxers, and all you hear is tss, tss, but these are like some slow ass punches. So I gotta say and tip my hat off to them. Thank you for addressing that. And then going back to a quick negative, I don't know who's OP in this game yet, but I know Tyson Fury was fucking me up when I was Muhammad Ali online. Whoever that dude was, he beat the shit out of me. But that's really it. That's my honest. It's subject to change though. I got a video of 5 things I like about this game, and I also got 5 things I dislike about the game, and it's things I dislike heavy. Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to address, let me know, because I've put in so much time into the game. But as far as like a review, I didn't want to like bore you guys to death. I wanted to get straight to it, give you guys the honest, man, because there's things that I love that they've addressed, and there's things that I feel like could have been worked more on. But I do want to say this is their first boxing game. Like, holy shit, look at the progress for their first boxing game. There's so much that could be added later. If we count these people out, then we don't get anything, because EA is going to then go ahead and drop their version of Fight Night, and when there's no competition, they're going to put your shit on a live service. They're going to have your shit on pay to win. I'm just saying it happens all the time. So I would suggest, if you do want to look into buying this game, absolutely worth the purchase. If you were somebody who was skeptical on punching and all this other stuff, definitely worth it. The online, I would say wait maybe a day or so if you want to see how the online is performing. Otherwise, definitely worth the purchase for a boxing game. Came from brand new, first time ever, and it's not in early access no more. That's my final thing on it. But I got some other content on the way. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's your boy 3MG. God bless each and every one of y'all on the road to 82K, man. God bless. Peace.